A lot of realtors love using ranges when pricing their listings, except for our next guest. Please welcome real estate executive, Bryan Garrity.
All right, Big Daddy, back in the house. What's up, my man?
Hey, everything good.
Everything's good. Well, big announcement. Of course, today we're going to talk about why you should never use a range, a price range, when selling your home in San Diego.
Yeah.
But first, big announcement. Big Daddy Radio, which was on the air for years.
Yeah, that's true.
Which you've taken a sabbatical from, coming back.
It is.
June 1st.
Is. Yeah, it's going to be good, and it's coming back in a new format, which we're going to. It's going to be really. Yeah, that's going to be really powerful. It's going to be exciting.
Right from the page, Big Daddy Radio. You just do a search on Facebook, Big Daddy Radio.
Right.
And you can find it right there. Like the page if you want to check it out. But very popular show on the radio. I think on Facebook Live it's going to be even more so.
I hope so.
So I can't wait to.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited. I think I like bringing it to a live format. And we have the panel, and you know we don't hold back. I certainly don't hold back. So I'm sure we'll have our fair share of fun, which will be great. I'm glad. You'll have your left-leaning friend being Big Daddy Radio there. Have all kinds of stuff to say about 45. Yeah, tune in for sure. For sure, tune in.
All right, anytime you need a guest on the other side, you let me know.
That's right.
I'll
have you, for sure.
So price ranging is something, I'd never seen this. Honestly, in Missouri, where I'm from, before I came here about 13 years ago, but I'd never heard of it. They don't do it, at least in Columbia, Missouri, where I'm from, that real estate market. They don't do price ranges. Right. Never heard of it before. So I came here and I saw houses listed for $499 to $549 and stuff like that.
Perfect example. Stay with that one. Keep going.
And I thought, the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
So I know you're against this. So let's start off. Is there any reason why someone would do this?
Of course.
Or why do agents think it's a good thing?
So it's because it's for the agent. So especially when, now there's two sets of logic, but you're normally going to see a price range like what you just described, $499 to $549. To me, that's just, do you not know how to price property? Can you not look at the comps? Can you not commit to a price? That's one thing. That's really not the reason though that the agents do it. I think, well, for someone that's being like, maybe it's this, maybe. But I'm talking about someone that actually has a strategy involved. The reason that they price range, especially like the $499, $599, $699, $799, they have no intention of accepting a $499 offer, especially like a $499 to a $549. No chance, no way. But on every search engine that's out there, the realtors, the Zillows, whatever, that are out there, when you're searching, you know how they do the price drop down, like $550 to $599.99,
yeah.
$600. Well, it's designed so that people that see those listings, especially those featured like that, $649 to $759, $849 to $999, in those kind of ranges, it's to catch all those buyers that had it been priced at, like, let's say $875 instead of $849 to $875, they won't lose out on that pool of buyers who are saying $850 is my max. That $875 house may not be for that individual at all, ever. And $849 may be somebody's true max. But if that was priced at just $875, you wouldn't find it on a search.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to catch the buyer who's trying to limit themselves to a lower price, but could maybe afford a higher price if they found the right house.
So if they're at that price, maybe that house doesn't work out, maybe, and then now they have a buyer that's not represented that they'll tag and start to represent that buyer to find something in the same or surrounding areas in the same price point. I don't like it. It's like the open house factor. It is. They're designed for agents. I'm not saying that no houses sell at an open house, but remember, 2% nationally. I would go off on that continuously. Although that open house segment we did, there were so many agents that were like, right on, that's totally right. Just say it then. Say it. I mean, I'll say it. I don't have a problem with it. Wait till Big Daddy Radio. Plenty to say. But because we're here doing this, the value range to me signals a couple things. Somebody's paying you good money to sell their house. That's number one. So if you come to the table and you can't tell them your house is worth X, in my opinion, based on Y, what are they hiring you for? Yeah, there's plenty of other things you need to be doing. But if you can't price the house right, that's a problem. Any monkey could look at comparables. That's fine. In this market, it's like the Wild West. You cannot just look at the comparables and decide XYZ is the price. You've got to factor in maybe something hasn't sold in that area for the last 6 months or a year. What kind of appreciation has there been? This house is the best house on the block. This house is the worst house on the block. Anyway, you take
you think going with a solid number is better?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us why you think that is better.
I think that it signifies you know what you're doing, and I think it signifies to the buying public, 875 is the number we want. We're on a range from 499 to 549. Where do you think the average buyer is going to want to ride at? Not 549, unless they've been burned a couple of times and then they're desperate, then they see the range and then they want to ride over the range. So it's a weird phenomenon that's going on right now with the lack of inventory. But
I just wonder if that buyer, though, if they're willing to ride over the range, they would probably be willing to ride over the straight price, you know,
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why if you price it right, price it with some thought behind it, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. Maybe it won't fly off the first weekend. Maybe it'll be 5 days. Ooh, 5 days. But you're going to get top dollar. I'm telling you. If you commit to the price, you have an agent that knows what they're doing, show the backup, throw the number on there. Don't put a range. A range is so wishy-washy. It's kind of like, man, I don't know. Maybe, I don't. Maybe 830. Well, I don't know. Maybe 820. I don't know. That's what that signals to me. That kind of behavior. So you're a professional. You're being paid a good commission. The sellers are relying on you for your advice into what their house should sell for. Not a range. Not like, oh, I think it's 700, maybe 750. Let's range it and see. It's like, this isn't let's wait and see. They're hiring you as the expert. You should be able to put a number on it. You shouldn't have to worry about that stuff. So that's one thing about selling your home that it drives me nuts. The ranges drive me nuts. I know that a lot of the reason the ranges are done is to try and secure additional leads for people that would be lost in the search categories on all these web portals.
I know it does make the homeowners nervous.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that.
It does. It causes a lot of anxiety. Yeah. It really causes a lot of anxiety because at that point, we're already in the Wild West market. We are, period. It's totally like the Wild West. You're out there. Inventory is low, like 13,423 homes, something like that. So you're out there. You're desperate. Your clients want to be in Claremont. Nothing in Claremont is cheaper than, decent. They're all in the 600,000-700,000. Well, when you start price ranging everything, you start sending all these mixed messages to people. Like, well, no, that house is really 650. No, the range is 650 to 700. They have no intention of accepting a 650 offer. So it screws with the buyers. It does. It sends the wrong message. So when you're trying to advise properly and trying to get a number on it, to me, with the range, it just makes it more complicated. Not for the agent. Not more complicated for me. I'll still tell them where the number should be. But as the buyer looking online, doing their research, it becomes confusing. That's
definitely true. Now, one thing you've done for sure on Win This Listing and in your own practice is you've been able to get much more money for these homes than any of the other agents on the show thought, that I had thought, especially the last one, way more. How are you doing that? I mean, like, what is that? Because obviously it's not just pricing strategy. There's something beyond that as well.
No, but
you always say it just takes one.
There's a lot. There is. You do have to look at globally. Right now we're in the Wild West here anyway, so even in El Cajon you can get, and there's nothing wrong with El Cajon. I'm just saying that would be an area that people would gravitate, never thinking they're going to see a $700,000 property. Doesn't really matter. What a range is nonsense. It's nonsensical. It's like I was saying, it's like just juggling apples up in the air. Like, oh, maybe your house is worth $720 today. Oh, maybe it's worth $760 tomorrow. Oh, maybe it's $7. I mean, what kind of agent would do that? I mean, if somebody was sitting across from me and I was selling my house and they were telling me that, I'd throw their ass out. Totally, I would. Sorry, I'd be like, bye, see ya. I would want to know. Put a number on it. Hang to the number. Stop reading the nonsense online. No, your house is not going stale in 15 days and falling off the mountain. That's crap. Now, if it's on for 6 months, maybe. I think if you get a seller that understands, like if you hang in there just a little bit, you will get the right buyer. It takes one buyer. One unique buyer, one seller, in perfect harmony, we hope. Usually it is, though. But you'll usually get the better buyer if you do that. Put the number on it. Stick to the number. Don't price reduce after 3 days. Have some cojones. Do it. Represent your seller the way the seller should be represented. Don't back down. Don't. This is a number. If your clients want it, come up. Oh, is there going to be multiples? I don't know. Write an offer and we'll let you know. That's another thing that's nonsense in this market. We could go off on it, or multiples. You know, I wrote an offer on one that was on market 72 days, no price reduction, no anything. As soon as they got our offer, oh, we have 4 offers now. Really? In 72 days you've had nothing and now you have this? I mean, it must have been that price range that you had. Exactly. So it's a lot about strategy and a lot about like sticking to your stuff and having no nonsense. That's why I'm so hardcore too about having a relationship with the clients, because when you do have a relationship with the clients, you're always going to be more successful. You just are. I don't want to, you know what? I don't even want to work with someone that if I'm not connecting, bye, and they can say goodbye to me too. That's fine. No love lost. I really think you need to have that connection. When you do, everybody's on the same page. There's something magical about it. It just props up that value. Nobody's panicking. If it took 14 days and they got what they wanted or more, trust me, they're going to be a heck of a lot happier than if it took 7 days and they got $20,000 less.
That's definitely 100% true. And I've seen you do this multiple times myself. It can be done.
It can, for sure.
Big Daddy gets it done, for sure. And let's make sure that everyone checks out Big Daddy Radio on Facebook. For
sure, it's going to be fun.
Like the page, subscribe, get the notifications for the first episode, which will be on June 1st. Big Daddy, thank you so much for coming in today, man. Really appreciate your time. Fantastic stuff. Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else. Commercial free.